Hello everyone. In this video we will continue the organizational control. In the last video we have covered the controls till A.5.6. Here we will start from A.5.7 to A.5.13. So let's get started with A.5.7. So this particular control asks an organization to collect and analyze information relating to information security threat. Now, why this is important? This is important because no organization can real time face every threat and learn from that. No, you cannot. You have to keep an eye on the global threats, that what's happening in the world. These are the possible threat which has been realized, and that could happen to your organization as well, and you need to prepare for them or prevent them or be ready with the prevention, so that if someone attacks you to get that threat realized in your organization, you are ready than before. That's why this one helps. So what it asks, that you keep on collecting and analyzing those information and be ready. And what you can do for that is you can subscribe to things like cybersecurity threat intelligence services, like to the CERT program. Every country has a CERT program, and you can stay informed about the vulnerabilities so that you are always ready. The next one is A5.8, which talks about information security in project management. Now, every organization runs project, right? Information security are not primarily for every organization. It is primarily mainly for the organization which are giving its services. But let's think that you are a software development company or a manufacturing company where you are doing multiple projects at a time. So what the ISO 27001 suggests is that ensure that you are not doing information security management as a separate thing, but you are integrating it into your project management task. Like, if you know that in your project management you will be developing a sensitive database, so apply encryption since beginning or plan for encryption since beginning, right? One of the best example. So make it more agile, make it a practice from beginning instead of like doing it in the last or waiting for someone to tell you to do it. The next one is inventory of information and other associated assets. So this one asks that maintain an accurate inventory of information and asset. Now see, the definition of asset is simple. Anything which has a value in your organization is an asset. Even a table is an asset. It is a physical asset, right? And then of course your data is an asset. It's an information asset. Then your records are an assets. Even your human resources, your employees are an asset, which are called human assets. So maintain an inventory of everything, that what you have in your organization, and keep it updated. The next one is acceptable use of information and other associated assets. So this is something that we need to define, that okay, now we have listed the assets which are there in our organization. We will also write their acceptable use, that what the asset is used for. For example, there is a server, then acceptable user that you can run an application over it, which can be accessed across the organization, right? There is a, let's say, public access website which is there to be used by the public, which does not contain any confidential information. And these things also need to be communicated, right? There should be a readily available information if anyone in your organization, even if your customer want to learn about it, so that they can follow the acceptable use. It is mainly applicable although in end user cases, for example the laptops and all, that okay, these are the acceptable uses of your laptop. You should not use your laptop for something which is not under acceptable use criteria. Something like a do's and don'ts also, you can imagine when you get a laptop, you get a do's and don'ts, that these are the things you should not do with the laptop, right? Like, don't open your personal email, don't attach office information and transfer it to anywhere. So this is how this one is important, and communication is the key here. Next is return of the assets. So we have to ensure that whenever an employee or contractor leaves who was using your, let's say, laptop or desktop, not desktop is generally with the company itself, sorry for that, but generally your laptops or mobile phones, they always return it, because that device will contain your crucial data. Even after deletion, that device can be recovered, and your data can be retrieved and can be misused. So make sure that every employee and contractor, whenever they leave, they return your assets. The next one is classification of information. Now, as in the asset inventory or the information inventory, right, we have identified, okay, these are our softwares, these are our information, these are our records. So those information also need to be classified, right? Many companies maintains what they call CMDB, configuration management database, in which every information is classified with its application. So what is information, right? So one information is like you can see it's like a very isolated form also, like you can keep all your records and documents. That's one set of information. And of course every document need to be classified so that uh, cannot be misused, or that gives a label at least that okay, what you are accessing is confidential, so you should do this or not do this, or it has to be access restricted. Sometimes informations are tagged to their application. So here we are talking about the information which is within an application database, right? So, and those are mainly digital information, and through application access controls they are managed, and of course encryption is applied so that no one can use it or misuse it intentionally. And then the next one is labeling of information. We have to ensure that once you are have identified the classification, you also label it, right? So in the above one you classified your information, and in the next one you label as per the classification which you have determined for the information. Now this information labeling has two sections, right? One labeling is easy, where you are labeling something like a physical document, right? Let's say you have a file which contains confidential information, you can put a sticker there. And another one is the digital information, right, which is on your computers in your servers. So for that you have to like either identify it with a what you call restricted access control encryptions. You have to identify it in your CMDB or in your asset inventory, as I mentioned, or if it is a word file or something, make sure there is a watermark saying it's confidential if even someone is using it, and it will create the sensitivity in the mind of the user that yeah, this is a confidential information and they should not misuse it. Fine, we will cover more about these controls from 8.5 and 14 in the next videos, and thank you so much for watching this video.